Hello and welcome to On the Past, a new series from the Morning Advertiser exploring how pubs are using food to drive trade and footfall in a challenging environment. I'm Phoebe Fraser, and in each episode I'll be talking to chefs across the UK to discuss what's actually working in pubs today. Today I'm at the Two Pigs in Barton-under-Needwood with Head Chef Beth Hipwell to talk about modern pub classics, local sourcing and what it takes to make a standout neighbourhood pub kitchen. Thank you for joining us, Beth. To start, Can you just give us a brief intro on what the Two Pigs means and sort of anything that we need to know for those of us that hasn't visited us before?
So the Two Pigs is a neighbourhood pub set in Barton-under-Needwood, as you said. We are the sister restaurant pub to The Boat, which is over in Lichfield, just about 10 miles from here. Liam Dillon, the owner, he opened this pub 2 years ago, to which I joined him. And since then, we're just a neighbourhood pub that's good food for everyone, and we try to be equal for everyone as well.
Good, and it seems like it's very popular. You're already number 82 on the top 50 gastropubs list, which is really cool if it's your first 2 years of training. Yeah,
definitely. When we got that last year, the team was buzzing. Like, everyone was so happy, not expecting it, but like you say, it's a massive achievement, and we want to keep on pushing to get further up the list on that one.
Let's hope so. So you opened in September 2024.
Yeah.
And for people who haven't visited yet, what are you trying to create? What makes you guys stand out from the crowd?
I think we come in on just being simple but effective, and just being mainly on flavour. Flavour is the drive of the food, and just pushing to keep ourselves busy and make ourselves, like you say, just a little bit different in people. Not too different. Like, we're just doing classic food but doing it well.
Yeah,
that's what we're about.
And they're loving it. So.
Yeah.
And you've been at the helm of the kitchen from the beginning. So how much has the food in your vision changed since opening?
So when Liam purchased the pub and opened it, the idea was to do small plates, and it'd be just come and have a few small plates. But that, when we opened it, that didn't really catch on. So we've evolved from that into doing like basic 3 courses, and that figured out that's what people want. So at the start it was just kind of like a casual dining, and it is still casual. Yeah. Like, that's what I feel like we thrive on. But it's just a case of that people come and have a full meal rather than just a few snacks and whatnot. We do have like the snacks at the start, and we kind of try to elevate the fact that it's suitable for everybody. Yeah. I mean, if you want to come for a little snack, but if you do want a 3-course meal, then it is here for everyone.
Definitely. And what did you want the Two Pigs to offer that you felt was missing locally? There are a few pubs on this side street we saw when we were coming down. So
there's a lot of pubs in this village, but they are more drinking pubs. Yeah. So we just wanted somewhere that's a good place for food for the locals.
Definitely.
We also feature Packington Pork, which is the local farm. So we use them for a lot of our dishes. We've got like Scotch egg to feature their eggs.
And in your roast dinner, I think I saw.
Yeah, roast dinner, we have the chicken on there, and then we do a pork tomahawk steak.
Wow.
Which is one of the key dishes that we serve here, and one of the most popular dishes as well. But we use the local butcher for that.
That's cool. I've never heard of a pork tomahawk.
Pork tomahawk, so that is the pork chop. Basically, it's the longer bone, and they leave the pork belly on the top of it as well.
Wow, that sounds amazing. Okay, and tell me a little bit about your journey to becoming head chef here. What shaped you most as a cook, and sort of what brought you here?
So before I was here, I was at Hambleton Hall. I worked there for 10 years, worked my way up to senior sous chef. And then I got to a point where I always wanted to become a head chef. For me, I wanted to be in a pub. So when I saw that Liam was opening this place, I contacted him and was let me at it basically. So my family grew up in pubs, so I was when I became a chef at 15, that was always the goal, to end up into a pub. So I went and worked in hotels for a lot of years, but then I knew that this is the kind of place I wanted to be, and I've loved it since.
I guess it's quite different to working in a really fancy hotel
kitchen.
Hambleton
was we had 20 chefs to start with, and there's 3 of us here, so that was a big learning curve for myself. Try not to do too much, and then there's at Hambleton was 6-7 courses, and here it's obviously you come for your main meal. It's learning how to balance the dishes into what is a pub dish rather than a a la carte.
Fine, yeah.
A la carte meal.
You kind of touched on this, but your previous work in Michelin-starred kitchens, what made you want to bring that experience into a neighbourhood pub, and how easy is it to sort of transfer those skills when you are making, say, fish and chips, for example, or something a bit more simple?
Yeah, it was a bit of a learning curve because I wanted to carry on doing fine dining, and like I had to basically swallow a hard pill and be like, people do want fish and chips, people do want a burger, so I was like, right, I have to do what people want, but that's kind of what I like, bring all the knowledge that I know and make it so you're having a burger, but you're having the best burger you can have, like all the flavour, like I say, flavour is the drive of the kitchen,
And your fish and chips is with a béarnaise, is it?
Yeah,
so
do
it's
that
a bit
with
more
béarnaise, so
fancy
it's
than if you...
just to change it up.
Yeah.
We do have people ask for tartare still, but which is absolutely fine.
Yeah.
Can't change everybody, but yeah, a lot of people that have it are like, oh, I'd never think about doing that.
Yeah,
but,
sounds lovely.
Yeah, change it, and it works.
And how different is leading your own kitchen to working in somebody else's?
There's a lot more pressure, for sure. When you go home at night, you don't switch off at all. It is a 24/7 job, but I love it in the sense of I get to do what I want. Liam gives me the freedom of creating my own dishes, and it's nice to have a nice little team, and everyone, we work together to create what we're creating, but also they are learning from me, which is nice little feeling to have people learning and looking you for guidance.
Yeah, definitely.
I love it.
And what sort of guidance does Liam bring to you then, and the concept as a whole? How much day-to-day input does he have?
So me and Liam, we speak all the time, if not every day. Talk about what dishes we can use, create. He has a lot, obviously, at the farm over at the boat.
Yeah.
So he'll be, say, for example, he has the pigs. When he slaughtered them, we ended up having part of the meat for that, and we worked together on that. So bits that he's not using, we pick up, and also like fruit and vegetables that are grown there. Some of them come here. For example, plums. I've picked all the plums off the tree, so at the minute we've got a damson plum crumble on.
I love it.
So stuff like that, we work together on that, and then also we sit down and think about what's working, what's not working, and just carry on pushing the place to be its best.
Yeah, and the relationship with is it called the boat? Yeah.
The boat, yeah.
So the relationship with the boat, how does that work? Does it kind of boost your sustainability, I guess, if you're getting to use things that perhaps are going to be wasted there that you need to use here? And
so we look at things as a whole business, but at both sides. So another example is at the moment they have a crab dish on. So we get all the bones of the crab and make a crab bisque with it.
Beautiful.
What else? And also the brown crab meat. We use that and make a brown crab cakes with like a Thai sauce as a little starter, and just use stuff like that. Like I say, we had the pigs. The first week I started, Liam had just slaughtered he had 3 lambs. So I got here and there was 3 lamb shoulders worth and legs worth of lamb. So I was like, he's like, do something with that. It's like, yeah, okay. So we made a dish with that. With like it was in springtime, so we made like a wild garlic mashed potato.
Beautiful.
With braised lamb on there. And yeah, that flew out. That didn't last long.
Yeah, I can imagine. And do you do much foraging then? I guess like wild garlic, is that grown on the farm, or is that the local area?
It's not on the farm, but it is close to it.
Yeah.
So they've got a little bit of a bigger team, but all the chefs went over there and they went picking for all the wild garlic. And yeah, we try to use as much as every chef should be, as they do. That's my favourite part is, for example, the plums comes in, do something with this, okay, what can we do with that? And
it's the creativity, it's nice.
Yeah, I love it.
For sure. And okay, how would you describe your own style of cooking now?
So,
it's a hard one.
Yeah, it is a hard one. And I can remember being asked this question when I did MasterChef, and I didn't know how to answer it because I was like, I don't know myself, because obviously I was working for someone else. But now I would definitely say I'm classic British, but like with a modern twist, or bringing different ingredients into it that wouldn't necessarily be there. For example, like the crab cake, I say we're using making a red Thai sauce to go with that. So like just taking bits and bobs from everywhere and just creating what we need to be creating to make it beautiful.
And what gave you that sort of, I guess, where did you learn about these international flavours and things like that? Have you travelled much? Or?
No, I'm not. I'm always working. At my last job, the head chef, he was very much into like Asian food, and then I had a chef that was also from Poland. So like we used a lot of them just different experiences
Yeah.
and brought them all together. And then I think that's the beauty of the whole industry now, is that we can just get everything. Everything's available, isn't it? So you can just use ingredients that you might have not used before, and just make something amazing from it.
Do cool flavours, definitely. Okay, and now a little bit about the pub itself. So the Two Pigs talks about modern pub classics with a twist. What does that actually mean to you? I guess, as you've said, like fish and chips, well, as we discussed, fish and chips with the béarnaise and things like that.
So for me, it's just creating good food. That's just good, honest food. That's what I want to create for people, and they can come and just be like, yeah, that was amazing. I wouldn't have necessarily put that with that, but now I've had it, I enjoy it. That's what I feel like we're about.
It must be so satisfying when you kind of put two things together that you wouldn't typically see and they turn out to be great.
Yeah, it is.
How do you make food ambitious without making the pub feel too much like a restaurant? So as you say, you kind of tailored dishes now from the beginning. They've just changed a little bit to be a bit more pubby, but...
We have dishes on that are a bit questionable for a pub. For example, we have a marinated scallop with a green tomato gazpacho, which is not a pub dish, and I know that. And when I put this dish on at the start of the summer, I was a bit unwinning, but we tried it and the feedback was amazing. So I was like, let's roll with it, and it's become a little bit of a signature dish over the summer. Like, it's really, really nice. But like I say, it's not a traditional pub dish, but just try it. But so you have them safety nets there, but also put in them little dishes that make people that are foodies and want to try different things, let them be there as well.
Definitely. I've never heard of a scallop being served with gazpacho, but it sounds incredible.
It's nice.
Okay, and how important are regulars here? Do you have many regular customers, and do they have any input in sort of what stays on the menu? I guess if they love the scallops, for example, and you've kept it on.
We do have a lot of regulars. Like, it is a village pub, neighbourhood pub, like we say, and at first, when we first opened, one of the challenges was that everyone thought it was a restaurant, not a pub. So it took a good year of like changing that opinion on ourselves. And like, I do believe it is a pub now. So we've started doing like steak nights and seafood evenings, stuff like that. So last night we did a steak night, and I said to the Tom, the general manager, that I was like, I recognise every single one of them names, which is just a nice feeling.
That's so
and
nice.
Go and say hello to the guests, and just they agree themselves. And I think everyone's been on this journey with us, and it's a really nice feeling, positive feeling.
And they're all happy where it is now. So
yeah.
Great. Are there certain dishes that a pub simply has to get right? We've spoken about like the burger and the fish and chips, and how you had to kind of suck it up and put it on the menu. But how do you, I guess, make sure that they are in line with the Two Pigs ethos, but also pubby enough that people are happy?
It's got to be steak and chips. Everyone, like, people come for steak and chips, and we sell so much. We're changing it, so instead of doing it chips, we do it with a potato rosti, just to elevate the plate, but also it's still that potato element on the dish. I think that's probably the dish that I'd say is the pub dish. But we still like make it our own in a sense of just peppercorn sauce, but it's the best peppercorn you've ever tried. Do you know what I mean? It's just stuff like that. But saying that, we do sell so much seafood here, which I didn't expect when we opened. But this is a farming village. I think it's somewhere where we cook fish properly, so people come out to eat that. And we fly through fish. So sell so much.
It's cool how you kind of just learn these things that kind of shock you a little bit as you go
definitely.
on. Okay, and when you're developing a dish, what comes first? Seasonality, locality, or just finding the best ingredient?
Definitely seasonality. Like I spoke on before, I like to go looking. My mum and dad have a little allotment as well, so I use stuff from there, and I've got things that are growing. So that's where the green tomato gazpacho came from. Went into Dad's little greenhouse. He had all these green tomatoes, and I was like, let's make something with that. And then it comes from that. And then obviously dishes just develop as they go on, and become something that most of the time when you create a dish, what it starts off in your head and what it ends up on the plate are two complete different things. But it's definitely seasonality for myself.
And it must be quite nice for your parents to know that their tomatoes are being used here. Like, this must be really
Well, I had some friends come yesterday to eat, and they were all saying, oh, you got your mum's plums on.
Okay, and how much does being in Staffordshire shape what ends up on the menu? I guess you've spoken how it's quite a farming village.
Like we said, Packington Pork is a key part to this village, so we make sure that features on the menu. And then the beef that we have, all the steaks, they're all from Derbyshire, which is just 20 minutes away. which the local butcher, that's what he uses, and I can't disagree with him. It's the best around. But there's so many amazing farms around here that we are very lucky in that sense that we can use them all and they're not far away either, which makes it a nice feeling when it is local.
Absolutely. You do receive some produce from the Boats micro farm. How does having access to that influence the way you cook here?
So we spoke about it, the crab that's on there, featured on their tasting menu. So we take bits from that, and we work together on them dishes. So also in the winter they had venison on as a main course. They used different parts of it, but all the saddles, again, they came to us, and we used all their, braised them down into like a little venison petivier. Which, it was a really, really nice dish. That was like featured up through the whole of Christmas. I've made thousands of petiviers over
that
Christmas.
drove you mental in the end. Okay, and sustainability is something that we've discussed anyway, but it's a hot topic in hospitality at the moment. What does that actually look like at the Two Pigs day today?
So creating dishes from the boat, using their ingredients, using ingredients from local sources is very important, but it is hard. I think everyone tries their best to do that, but the amount of food that we go through, it is a difficult thing to sustain. But we use it as much as we can. Like, we try and use everything locally. Obviously, being in the Midlands, like, fish isn't
seafood, isn't it?
It's not there. So like, it is what it is. But we try our best, and I think using that seasonality and being local as well, just using that as the main focus, pushing that, will always make the business as best as it can be sustainability wise.
Can you talk us through a little bit of those supplier relationships other than the pork that you've mentioned? So the other sort of farmers, and I mean, where you get your seafood, I'm sure you have some stories to tell about that.
Yeah, so we use a butcher called Shum, and he owns a shop which is 5 miles from here.
Oh, cool.
And again, everyone loves the Shum's Butchers. When people come in here and they see that his name's on the menu, so we say that we are supplied by him, people come for that reason, and a very good relationship with him. We speak once a week on new ideas, what we could be pushing, what can be better. So obviously not everything's perfect all the time. And then also like seafood, we use Caterfish, which is based in Birmingham, and they again come once a month. We have a little meeting, what we can do, what's in season, what would be best price-wise, and work together. And having them relationships with suppliers helps myself in knowing what's best for us, but also what's best for the customer. Definitely have a great relationship with everyone that we work with.
And it's quite cool because it means that if there's something that they have an abundance of or not much of, you can kind of tailor your menu.
That's when sometimes you get a phone call saying, I've got loads of this, would you like some? Yeah, go on then, absolutely. Which again changes the menu, it keeps it exciting for the customers, but makes it exciting for us guys as well in the kitchen.
Yeah, definitely. What's the hardest part of running a pub kitchen that customers probably don't get to see?
I'd say probably the size of the kitchen. As you can
see,
see,
it's not too big, this one.
It is a very small kitchen, and the amount of food that comes out of the kitchen, I don't think people realise like what goes behind it. And like I say, the amount of food, it's a lot, and trying to juggle everything. I think customers might be shocked by that. It's not an army behind all them dishes of food. It is just three of us.
I was shocked when you said the three of you.
Yeah, it's just three of us, and sometimes it hasn't been like that. Obviously, staffing's never great, so sometimes it has been two of us or just myself at one point, which was a nightmare. But it is what it is, and I think that's what customers would be most shocked about. It's the size of the kitchen, and which you do get in a lot of pubs and older buildings. They're not big rooms, so
you can't really change some buildings, can you, if they're listed? How do you build a kitchen culture where people can produce ambitious food without burning themselves out?
It's just the balance, isn't it? That was one of the menus. At one point the menu got too big and we was working too hard, so it was like, right, what do we cut without it affecting the customer, but also making our life easier? It is just, again, that balance of figuring out the menu, what's right, works for us, works for the guests, and works for the chefs mainly. You've got to look after everyone.
Definitely. With costs and the issues going on in the pub sector right now, and all the pressures facing hospitality. How difficult is it to maintain quality while remaining somewhere that locals can visit regularly? So not sort of pricing the locals out.
Yeah. I think it's finding the balance of good ingredients that aren't expensive, or using different cuts of meat that you can make it in something that is tasty, and then the guest doesn't feel like they're being overcharged or missing out on something. But like say, if you come to the Two Pigs, the menu is very much changing. So like we've got fillet steak on, but we also have chicken breast on. So it's like finding the balance of everyone, to please everyone.
So you've got like higher price point, and then also the more accessible foods.
Yeah, we do like bar snacks. So we have a 3 for $18 offer on bar snacks, but then we also have caviar on offer if you want to have that. So it's just what you want and what the guests want.
And
on
sort
the
of
day.
catering to different people, I guess.
Yeah, definitely.
What have you learned about running successful pubs since you opened almost 2 years ago?
It's hard work.
It's hard.
No, being a chef's always been hard work.
Yeah.
It is what it is. What I've learned is it's very rewarding.
Yeah.
In the sense of when you finish at night and you go into the pub and the pub's packed, from people that have dined, people that are just here to drink, and someone will come and say hello to you and say how nice a meal it is. That's the best part of it, for sure.
Definitely. It must be so nice to walk out there at the end of the shift and just see everyone happy.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Okay, and the Two Pigs is already number 82 in the top 50 gastropubs within, which I guess you got within just over a year of being open.
Yeah, like you said, just over a year when we got the little envelope. Tom gave it to me, and I was like, I didn't even know what it was. Never expected it. So I opened it, and I stood where you are now, and the whole team was buzzing over it.
So exciting. What does that recognition mean to you and the team, and has anything changed since?
Nothing's changed. We are the same. We've got the same goal to just keep everyone happy, and, give everyone the best experience. But it's just a boost for the team for sure. When we do work a lot and there's a lot going on, and then you get awarded that. 'Cause like I said, we got that little envelope in December, and obviously that's the busiest time of the year. It's just a little boost. But we've also since then got 2 rosettes and into the Michelin Guide recommended as well, which all within this year, and it's just like topping up.
Where next?
It's I didn't expect any of it, so to get it's a nice feeling.
Definitely.
And it's great for the team as well.
And it just shows that what you're doing is right. So.
Yeah, hard work does pay off.
Exactly. Okay, where would you like the Two Pigs to be in 5 years' time? Still here?
Yeah, still here.
Slightly bigger kitchen.
Yeah, I'm working on that one.
Yeah.
Trying to convince Liam to get me a new kitchen. 5 years' time, just doing what we're doing. We'll just carry on pushing, changing it constantly. With obviously everything changes. Every year there's a new fashion, there's a new this and there, just changing, but keeping true to ourselves. And like I said, spoke about all the locals, keeping them happy.
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
is what a pub is. It's about locals, isn't it? So just keeping. I want us to be in the same position, but just keep pushing ourselves.
Definitely.
And hopefully with the same chefs as well.
Yeah, that would be great. Okay, and finally, what would be your ideal death row dinner? Starter, main, dessert, and drink.
So I have a chef answer for this, and then an honest answer.
Cool.
So my honest answer is Chinese.
Chinese starter, main, and dessert.
I'd have duck wraps, and then I'd have sweet and sour chicken, egg fried rice, and dessert would be a can of Coke. But chef answer would be pan fried scallop with any accompaniment, because scallop's just the best. Main course would be duck breast with cherries and pommes and potato, something like that. And then my dessert would be, I actually went to eat Core by Claire Smith, and she has the Core teaser. That's the best dessert I've ever had in my life. And
can you describe it?
It's basically aerated dark chocolate with, I can't remember now.
No, that's fine. If you,
it's just too good to remember. Add little chocolate leaves on it and a little malt
I love
mousse
malt.
on it. Yeah,
a bit like a really fancy chocolate mousse.
Yeah,
if she won't get angry with us saying that. Hopefully.
Yeah, it was best dessert I've had, and I can remember sitting there eating it, and I went with my mum at the time, and she said, you just kept on making all these weird noises. Because it tastes so good, I couldn't. I loved it. Best dessert I've ever had.
That's cool. And what drink would your chef's choice drink be?
Ooh, Di Serrano and Coke.
Easy. Single or a double?
Oh, it's got to be a double, hasn't it?
Fine.
Definitely.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you so much, Beth, for joining me. That was Beth Hipwell from The Two Pigs. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, subscribe and follow for more. Thank you, Beth.